Hello. So it's currently December 31st, 2020, 11:30 p.m. You know, as I sit here so close to a new year or a new beginning of, being on this planet, um, sitting here alone in my room, in my house of my parents, which I still live in, my mom. I don't fucking know what's going on with my dad. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but I'm sitting here, not out partying, not out hooking up with some chick, making out with people, drinking, doing drugs, whatever, the whole 9 yards, I'm sitting here and I'm kind of in a weird mental place, a place of limbo, I guess. This year has been a blur. It started out by me moving down to Arizona here from North Dakota. And I've been forced to be alone with my thoughts a lot for the past few days. I got broken up with for the first time in my life, which is weird. It's strange to me. I didn't really ever think that would ever happen. Like, if you would have asked me from 2019, do you think you'd get broken up with, from this girl that you really cared about or that you invested a lot into the relationship for? And I would have said no. I would have said, of course not. I would have said, any relationship I invest everything into and I put my heart and soul into, it's going to stay. Because I didn't think I was that hard to love. So, as I'm in my drawer, in my nightstand, and I see this, you can't read it, but it says my name there. I see this letter that was written to me by my first girlfriend, and I have a whole drawer full of stuff from my past relationships and little mementos to hold on to, because I never really give up on someone or stop loving them per se. I'm just forced to move on, because oftentimes I would break up with them and then they would want to get back with me, or I would find someone else, or then they would eventually move on. And I was kind of the mistake that they made to learn a lesson in life. I was kind of that heartbreak that they needed to learn that lesson. So in a way, I was kind of a teacher. Like, how fucked up is that? Obviously, I didn't know this throughout the years, but of all the girls I've been with, never have I ever cared about one as much as this before. The most recent one. And it sucks, and maybe it's karma. Maybe I deserve it for breaking up with these girls in the past. It's not like I was mean to them or anything. It just didn't work out for me, and so I ended it. Oftentimes when things were going just fine. And ironically enough, I got broken up with when things I thought were going just fine. And it's a very rude awakening. Very rude awakening. Because obviously she's out partying tonight with all her friends, probably hooking up with some guy and doing whatever else, And I'm sitting here doing nothing. I could have gone to a lot of different parties. I could have gone and worked at the strip club tonight. I could have gone to a few different parties. I could have gone to a few different places. But I didn't. Instead, about halfway to one of the parties, I turned around and I just went home. I can't really explain why. But then I sort of thought to myself, what am I trying to prove by going to this? I really didn't feel like going. I mean, I didn't really know anyone that was I knew a couple people that were at some of these parties, but usually parties are fun if you go with a group, and I obviously don't have a group. So what am I trying to prove? And then I realized I was trying to prove that I wasn't a fucking loser. Like, this girl, I guess we're on a break, is what she calls it. A 2-month break, and honestly, I think she's just using it as a excuse to break up with me over an extended period of time, which I wish she would just get it over with, because now the heartache and the pain is doubled. Once now and once later when it actually happens. And it's hard functioning normally like that. I've been someone my whole life who's considered himself a loner, I'd say. And what I mean by that is I accomplish things on my own. So if I want something, or I want to do something with my life, or I want to achieve something, I'm the one who takes sole responsibility and accountability for achieving that. And I was so in love with this girl. I wanted to be with her all the time. And I wanted to talk to her all the time. I wanted her to talk to me all the time. I wanted to feel wanted. And looking back now, that's exactly how those girls were to me in those previous relationships. They were the same way that I am. And not clingy, but not clingy or controlling, just very involved, I should say. Like, wanted to be around the person a lot. And now I understand. Because I should have taken the hint, when she never asked to see me or never asked to talk to me or hang out with me, and it was always me. I should have taken the hint that she didn't really feel the way she felt, the way she said she felt about me. And maybe she does. I don't know. There's not really any way to know for sure. But if I look back on what went wrong, and the root problem of everything, it's actually very simple. It's just a matter of ego and pride. She broke up with me, or she wanted to go on a break because we got in a couple arguments, and she said I was really scary when I was mad. And the ironic thing was, I was never mad when I was around her, but the face I made when I was in fear looked like a face that would be made when someone's mad. So when I was scared of something, when I was scared of losing her, or when I was scared of feeling unwanted or whatever, I would get this look on my face that looked like I was mad, and it wasn't the case. I was scared. And a lot of men can relate to this, I'm sure. The feeling of fear and having to mask it with a very tough, sort of brick wall. A lot of men, I'm sure, can relate to that. But if going back to what really fucked it up, it was my ego and my pride. All the arguments we had started from me feeling unwanted in some way. It wasn't necessarily because she was making me feel that way. It was because the thing she was doing wasn't really enough for me. And because I put so much into this relationship, I invested so much. I was like, all the time in the world, whenever you want to do something, whatever you want to do, I'm always here to do it. I always wanted to do things with her, go on hikes, go work out, do all these things, whatever. She never really wanted to do any of that. She would have much preferred to just, lay down and take a nap or watch TV, and that's not really my thing, but I loved her and I cared about her, so I would have done that. But I didn't know that this relationship was so sensitive at the time, where every little inconvenience or every little fight would sort of chip away at the integrity of the whole relationship. And that's the most frustrating part, where if I could have just gotten rid of that feeling of being unwanted, if I could have just trusted her when she said that she wanted me more than anything, if I could have trusted that, then I wouldn't be without her today. And I would probably have my first New Year's kiss, which is kind of funny. I don't know, I think that's the gist of what I wanted to say. I hope you guys are having a great New Year's, and if you're in a relationship and you want to argue about something, or something is upsetting you, or just take a look at it. Take a look at the thing you want to argue about. Take a look at the relationship and think to yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth losing this person over? 9 times out of 10, I don't think it's going to be. I pray that anyone in this similar position fixes their mistakes before it's too late, like I wish I could have done. Maybe it's not too late. I don't know. But Happy New Year. God bless, and just love always wins.